wish you would have been at our house because a couple of weeks ago, Jacob and I were in the kitchen, and Jacob looks up at the ceiling and says, Dad. And he points, and I look, and there's a wet spot on the ceiling, which is bad. You're not supposed to have wet spots in your ceiling. So I knew that we had what's known as a problem. So it had to be the bathroom. There was some water behind the toilet, but I didn't know if the water was coming from the shower or the shower or the toilet. I didn't know what was going on, but we had to call somebody, and the fine folks at Apollo Plumbing came, and oh my God, are these guys awesome? We had the coolest plumber ever. This guy, he looked like Captain America. Just cool as hell, funny, and he was a good guy. And he cut this giant hole in our ceiling. He finally determined that it was coming from the toilet. And this is the best. I'm just going to get to the best part of the story here. Libby was saying, is it the toilet? And I'm saying, is it the toilet? And then Cameron says, is water coming from the toilet? After a few hours, this guy who's getting ready to go out to his truck to get some tools looks and says, by the way, I really admire you guys. And we're like, why? He goes, I love the determination that you all have to continuously say turlet. He was having a blast with us. And so we're like, well, good.
Yeah.
So we had to get a new turlet. We got an American Standard, which my old landlord in Tennessee said is the Cadillac of turlets. I don't know if you've looked at turlets lately.
Yeah.
That will flush a
large amount of
thing.
feces.
It will flush a bucket. It will flush a bucket of golf balls. I'm like, why? And so we asked him, like, can we flush golf balls? He goes, don't.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they put that on there, that you can flush golf balls, but kids don't flush golf balls.
Seems like there's other ways to get rid of golf balls.
So we get the new turlet. He installs it, and he says, I would wait a couple of weeks before you have the hole in your ceiling patched, just to make sure and to let it all dry. And I posted that picture on my Facebook page, and my God, the appreciation I got for the creative engineering of that.
Who was the first person to poop in the new turlet?
After our Apollo guy had left, Libby went upstairs and was looking and admiring our new turlet, and she noticed that the lid on the tank had a little chip on it. And then the lid had like a groove along the back, and she's like, it's a brand new turlet. We paid blank amount of dollars for it. You'd think we'd have a lid that doesn't have a chip in it. So we went to Home Depot, and I asked the lady at the, what's it called? For customer service?
The turlet.
The customer service. I asked the lady at customer service, I said, we got a turlet here, and I showed her the receipt, and I said, it's got a chip in it and a groove in the back, and we don't want to replace the turlet, we just want to replace the lid. And she said, go on aisle 11 and talk to whoever. So I go on aisle 11, and I see that guy there.
Clyde.
I said, Clyde. And I said, hi, Clyde. We bought a turlet here 2 days ago, and I showed him the receipt. And I said that the lid had a chip in it and a groove. And and he says, you need to replace the toilet? I said, no. And he tells me to go to customer service.
We were just there, Clyde.
So we went back to customer service. This time I find a different guy. This guy's cool as hell. I told him, I said, we bought a turlet here. Showed him the receipt. Got a chip in the tank.
Clyde back there doesn't really know what he's
Clyde
doing.
said, and he goes, well, just bring the toilet in. I said, it's
Clyde?
already installed.
Yeah.
You just need to replace the lid? I said, yeah. He goes, okay, go do that. So I did, and they let me take the lid home.
Okay.
And then I brought the one with the chip back to Home Depot. Yeah, problem solved. But it's awesome having a new turlet that can flush golf balls.
Well, then you don't have to watch what you're eating. You just eat whatever you want.
Whatever you want.